Historically, outdoor wear for men and women has not always been created equal. Back in 2018, 3 college students, including one from right here in north central Washington, put together a company that aims to make going in the backcountry easier for everyone. The company they came up with is called SheFly Apparel, and Charlotte Massey from Leavenworth, Washington, is its co-founder and chief operating officer. Charlotte, thanks a lot for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. As I mentioned, you're a Central Washington person. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Leavenworth. My dad teaches science and math at the high school. My mom is the Leavenworth librarian, and I've lived in the valley since I was 3, so as long as I can remember. It's been an amazing place to grow up, and I spent a lot of time cross-country ski racing and hiking and getting outside and enjoying the beautiful mountains around here.
So outdoors from an early age.
Definitely. My dad bought me my first ice axe when I was 11, and I climbed all of Washington's volcanoes, most of them with my dad, before I graduated college. So I was always outside, always trying to find new mountains to climb and new places to explore.
And then after leaving school, I guess you graduated Cascade High School. You went to Middlebury College in Vermont. What did you intend to study there?
I majored in philosophy there, and I minored in studio art. But I really think I majored in asking questions, and I tried out a lot of different departments and ended up in philosophy because they encouraged why questions in that department. And you could ask them about every other department through the lens of philosophy.
So philosophy intersecting with commerce, maybe not everybody expects to wind up there when they embark on a field of study. So you got involved with your company, and you came up with the name of SheFly. Can you tell me about the mission of SheFly, which you and some fellow college students put together?
Definitely. Our mission is to make the outdoors more accessible through products that are actually designed for all bodies. And the brand came out of our own experiences with needing to go to the bathroom outside and it being really difficult. When you're up on a glacier and you're wearing a harness and you need to keep your harness on for safety, it's extremely difficult to go to the bathroom. You basically have to choose between risking your life and falling into a crevasse or just holding it and not being able to go to the bathroom. And then there's lots of other challenges with having to expose yourself to other people on the trail and not being able to find privacy, the cold when you're in colder environments. And we were frustrated that nobody had solved that problem and decided that we might as well solve it ourselves.
And the company that you put together, who were your co-founders, the people who went in with you to start developing this?
My co-founders are Georgia Grace Edwards and Bianca Gonzalez, and we met at Middlebury College when we were all students.
How did you come up with the name of the company? Once you knew what you wanted to do, did the name follow naturally from that?
Yeah, it followed naturally because the concept was that zipper flies right now are designed for men, and we wanted to design a fly that worked for women. So it made sense to call it a SheFly. You have a traditional zipper fly for taking the pants on and off, and then there's a second fly that starts below it, and it goes all the way around to the back. And so you're able to unzip as far as you need to go to the bathroom, but it's also fully discreet. You can't tell that it's there when you're just wearing them around. And then there's also a flap on the inside, so it's completely comfortable. You can wear them with underwear and just pull them to the side, or you can go commando and the fabric flap is soft and comfortable, and you don't even notice that the zipper is there. And that was really important for us. We wanted the pants to be comfortable and be the best hiking pants on the market overall, so that people would actually wear them. But we knew that they needed this technology, and it works for everybody to be able to answer nature's call and go to the bathroom when right now you can't.
And this has applications not just for people who are in long outdoors pursuits, but there's people who find themselves in that situation all over the place, right?
Definitely. We started focused on the outdoors because that's where it was a problem for us. But since launching this technology on the market, we've received thousands of emails from people who experience the same problem in other areas. It's a huge problem for women in the workforce. If you're working in construction, or you're wearing a utility belt, or you're working outside where there aren't restrooms. So we have a lot of customers who are forest rangers, or who work in construction, who are police officers, who wear products in order to go to the bathroom easier when you're on the job. And then also just having that discretion. So if you're on a road trip and you need to pull over and go to the bathroom, it's really easy for men and it's not so easy for women, but it can be if you're using our technology.
So how do you go from, I can see how the idea would come about because you're having conversations about what frustrates you. And you say, well, somebody should just invent a pair of pants that unzips all the way around. So how do you go from that kind of conversation, which, might go nowhere, to actually conceiving of, designing, and constructing the technology to make it happen?
Definitely. I give a lot of credit to the entrepreneurship program at Middlebury. My co-founder, Georgia Grace, did the mid-entrepreneurs class when she was first starting to develop prototypes. And so she was ripping out the seams of pants and sewing in zippers, and all of that was for course credit. I had taken the class a year before and had also taken another entrepreneurship class and was part of the social entrepreneurship fellowship at Middlebury. So we were all primed to be thinking about problems and how those could be turned into social enterprises and how we could actually solve them. And we decided to continue the idea and take it as far as we could because there was so much momentum and there were so many people who were asking us to just sew a zipper into a pair of pants they already had. And we launched the company with a crowdfunding campaign. So we decided if we were able to raise the money we needed to do a first round of production, then we would. And we ended up tripling our goal and raising $55,000 just from people who were excited about the idea and wanted a pair of these pants. And that's what allowed us to take the idea from early stage, noticing a problem, to a full-blown company.
Was there much in the way of product testing, trial and error? Did you come up with some pants designs that just didn't wind up working?
Yes, we went through hundreds of iterations, starting with snow pants that had bright yellow zippers sewn in that were very obvious. We tried lots of different attachment systems. We tried Velcro. We tried zippers that went in different directions. And we were driving all over the state of Vermont, working with seamstresses who were helping us sew all of these different ideas together. And the design that we landed on, we're very confident is the best possible iteration of how you could utilize this technology.
Because you can see how it might go wrong, and the simple zipper that you want to create actually turns into a pair of breakaway pants, which nobody was asking for while they were out skiing or hiking or climbing.
Definitely. It needs to be high quality materials. We use the highest end zippers on the market. We use YKK zippers. And that's all essential because the technology isn't any good if it doesn't work and it doesn't increase confidence when you're outside.
Were you and your business partners, fellow students also, able to acquire some college class credit for doing this kind of work? I mean, did you take the product into class and say, look what I did for design?
Yeah, so Georgia Grace got college credit for it in the first mid-entrepreneurs class. It's short for Middlebury Entrepreneurs. And we have a program where the month of January is its own class. And so she did that for the month of January. And then my spring of my senior year, I did a directed study. So I was just working on the business and was able to get class credit for it.
You've done some promotion, and I'm assuming that's a big part of what you have to do now. Including when you were in school, you did a TEDx talk at Stowe, Vermont about the Go There technology and the SheFly brand. Do you still have to make a lot of those kinds of visits and do a lot of that kind of promotion?
Definitely. It's a big challenge for us, just making sure that people know this technology exists and that we're out here. And the first question that we get asked is usually, is this real? Is this on the market? And then how does it work? And so any opportunity that we have to really explain the technology, show how it works, demonstrate that it is comfortable, that helps us a lot. And then we're also really focused right now on more opportunities for people to actually try on the product. Because when you look at it online, people have lots of questions, which makes sense. And when you actually try it on and feel the way that the zipper is comfortable, then it's much easier to understand that it's not just a good idea, but it works in practice too.
Helping people to get from that idea of somebody should do this to, oh my gosh, somebody has done this and it feels great.
Exactly.
And it works well. That's what you want to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have, beyond the initial enthusiasm in the crowdfunding campaign, did you ever have any challenges with fundraising where you might go into a room or send a solicitation and people would say, that just doesn't sound like us, or that doesn't sound like there's a market for that?
Definitely, especially early on, and especially talking to men who maybe didn't have daughters or hadn't experienced this problem through people in their life. But we would usually find women in their life and send them a pair of pants and have them test them out, and that would usually change their minds.
What was the launch like? Did you have a big event to showcase it, or how did you get it out there into the public consciousness?
When we first launched our crowdfunding campaign, we had a big party that was in Middlebury, Vermont, and we invited all of our classmates and professors and people we knew in the community there. And that's what started us out with the crowdfunding. The pants that we had to show at that point were from our first factory, and they were just a sample, and they were made out of a suit material. So it was not at all the end product that we have now, but it was enough to show that the design worked and that we were capable of manufacturing.
Do you have an estimate, Charlotte, of how many pairs of pants, how many units you've moved since launching for public purchase?
Yeah, we've sold over 4,000 pairs of pants, which we're very proud of, and we're so excited that many people now are able to go on adventures and not have to worry about exposing themselves.
And so you had a really good start with fundraising. You had a good launch and successful sales to begin with. Pandemic happened, and there were some knock-on effects from that. People still wanted to get outdoors, but from what I understand, you had problems meeting that demand as the pandemic set in. Is that right?
Yes, that's exactly right. Basically, what happened to us is that we were in the middle of our first manufacturing run. We were making the product that people had pre-ordered with our crowdfunding campaign. And our factory shut down overnight because of the pandemic. And our factory was in India. It was a fair trade and zero waste facility. And I had spent 3 weeks there in person working with the assistant manager, living at his house. And they ended up going bankrupt because of the pandemic. Many of the other companies canceled their orders and they had to shut down. And we had already bought all of our fabric and hardware and were storing it there for them to continue making product. And we couldn't get it out of the country because of the COVID-related transport bans. And so we lost all of that.
Wow.
And we still had a couple hundred people who were waiting on product. And so we had to set up a whole new supply chain. We had to figure out how to get those people the pants that they had already paid for. And at that point, we didn't have enough money left to refund them. And so our way through was to make more pants. And we were able to do that. And now everyone got the product. And they're very excited about it, and the people who had to wait, they did end up getting a much better product because we were able to make adjustments based on the feedback from the first production.
We should talk about the fabric itself. What are you making your pants from?
Yeah, it's a nylon spandex blend. It's super stretchy, it's very durable, and it's got a durable water repellent coating on it, so water just beads and runs right off. The fabric is really beloved because it fits a wide variety of body types, and the same pair of pants can fit really well on a lot of different people. And it ends up feeling a lot like a legging, even though it functions and looks like a technical hiking pant.
Do you see yourself as a women's apparel company, or is this apparel for anyone?
Yeah, the technology is definitely for everybody, and we have customers across the gender spectrum. Our focus has been on solving problems that haven't been solved yet, and a lot of those problems are problems that are primarily for women or people who identify as women and have that anatomy. And that's mainly because most of the people who own outdoor brands and have historically owned the stores and companies that make products for the outdoors have been men, and the salespeople have been men as well. And so it was really difficult to make products that were not designed for that customer. And we see our role as not just making things for the sake of making them or because we've made small adjustments to make them slightly better, but really trying to rethink the way that apparel is designed so that it works for people who have been left out.
Well, in January, SheFly won its second Innovation Award from the Outdoor Retailer Trade Association. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
What was the basis for the award? I mean, did you submit your current design, new designs? What were they awarding based on?
Yeah, so the first award was for our Go There pant, so focused on the zipper technology innovation, but also all of the other additions that we've made to the product to make it, we think, the best outdoor pant on the market. And then our award this year was based on our new legging, the Go Free legging that will be launching later this year. And it features a patent pending zipper that is an invisible zipper. So it's a slightly different construction from the pant, but it's still fully comfortable, fully discreet, and it's layerable with the pant. So you're able to wear the legging as a base layer and then still be able to go to the bathroom when it's cold outside.
And SheFly has been able to land a couple of patents based on its innovation in this field, is that right?
Yes, we're patented in 30 countries for our GoFly technology.
So what's next for the company? You started out with hiking pants, moved into some other areas of long pants, but you're doing something different now. What's new?
Yeah, so we are really excited. We're going to be launching shorts this year. These are the shorts. And so it's the same zipper technology as the pants, the same
Pretty much
fabric.
invisible too.
Yeah, you can't tell that it's there. And they're also just cute shorts that look good on all body types. And so those are coming in April, which we're very excited about. And then our leggings will be coming later this year as well. So we're really excited to finally have new product and not just be focused on the one pant and be able to provide our technology in new situations that we weren't able to before.
And your online store, SheFlyApparel.com,
Yes.
features both the pants as well as a couple of fun other items, hats, patches, buttons, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And people will be able to order the leggings there when they launch, correct?
Yes.
What else is coming up for the company? Have you got any future plans for 2023 and beyond?
Yeah, well, our big focus right now is getting into more stores. We're in Moose Jaw Mountaineering stores right now, which are mostly focused on the Midwest. But we're looking at expanding our retail locations because we've seen that people really want to be able to try on the product. And once they do try it on, then they are fully sold and never want to go without the technology again. And then also just getting the word out so that people know that we exist, that we have product in stock, and that we really are solving problems that many people have and are doing it in a way where you don't have to make a sacrifice. You get everything that you want out of a pant, and you also get an added freedom that you never had before.
Is SheFly, Charlotte, your full-time job, or are you involved in other things as well?
It is my full-time job. Yeah, as of a year and a half, it has been my full-time job.
Chief Operating Officer and Evangelist for SheFly Apparel, Charlotte Massey from Leavenworth, Washington. Thanks a lot for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
You're watching the NCWLIFE channel.